Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here, the man who talks to machines. The machine whisperer is here, your Gnostic wisdom master. What I'm going to show you here is, we've been using my advanced system of discs for some time. It's a very hybrid system using CDs or DVD type discs, which certainly are in no way old tech or anything else. Regular corporations have moved you away from having physical media so that they can make higher profits and give you less control. The CDs are still alive and well. You can buy them as you can still buy DVDs, etc. And it's always nice to have a physical copy of something when it comes to many different media that you purchase. Maybe you don't want to do it with music because you just want a little chip. But the point is, you can always, those little files and so forth are easily lost and sometimes very difficult to replace in terms of having to rebuy something. But we've been using these, and they're a very advanced system here. We're going to show you how to use it. And I showed you a general way of using these, and we're going to show you how to use them specifically with a unique type of CD player. Now, these CDs are unique unto themselves. You have the sacred pattern here, and here's a disc that creates sacred energy right in your environment. It'll kick out negative spirits. It'll kick out negativity in general, and it creates an energy where you can draw in and manifest better in general. These are used in all of our machines as one of the main plates you use in the machine so that you get that clearing effect, so you create that open space. One of the problems with machines that people have is they place them anywhere in there. That could be an area that is blocked. So to get over that, we produce this, and as well, we can, in general, able to create sacred space for manifesting. If your space is blocked, manifesting will be difficult. But in general, I do what I'm going to show you right now every morning, and I usually do it several times throughout the day, where I actually just clean my environment out. It's very simple and easy. It can't get any better of this, and I love to make easy, simple tools, because I am lazy myself, and who wants to spend a lot of time doing anything? That's why we have machines and everything else. Pop them in the machine, have an instant disc to do what you need in life, and you're done. Now, most discs, this one doesn't have a code number on it because it has so many numbers and everything else here. But it does have very special music and tones and other things that are actually in the disc itself, which are very unique. And each disc will have some of this. Most of them have some sort of frequency tones or other things. And there are many other things within the disc that you can't hear or know that's in there. This is all part of our proprietary system of these discs. But generally, discs have a sacred sigil in them. They have numbers on them. Of course, they have in the back, as I've just mentioned. Now, one of the nice things, and then if you want to clear your environment, well, obviously we have hundreds of discs for whatever you can think of. If you're having problems with spirits that are bothering you, you can use a Satan Begone disc. If you want to draw spirits to you, you can use Van Van. So there are discs for everything. And they can be used as simply as the disc itself, where you just put your picture on top of it, and so you would put your picture here, you would put a 7.8 generator and a candle on it. Here's a little manifesting energy ritual in itself that is inexpensive and effective. Something you can do very quick, very simple, at a very low cost. So not everything is a machine-based, and one of the problems with machines is that the reality is that you're going to need several of them. So you got a machine running for one thing, maybe success or protection. Maybe you should have a machine running on yourself 24/7 for healing. Very important, because we're living in times where all of our energetic systems are being destroyed. We're always subject to horrible viruses and pollutions and everything else. So having a machine working on yourself for health alone is critically important. But that's one of the simple ways to do it. And very, very easy. It can't get any better than that. These can be purchased separately as well. And of course, the discs are purchased separately as well. And as I said, there are many, many, and more are coming. Now, what I've got here is a very interesting CD player, and these are available. I don't know if people don't understand it, but you can get all sorts of CD players, DVD players. They're all still made, and there's an awful lot of CD players out there because of the fact that people have an awful lot of music in general. And of course, your DVD player does that as well. So if you have a DVD player, you can use that to play your CDs. Now, the key to it is the spinning, which I'm going to show you here. Now, what's nice about these is this is a one of those CD players that's facing you like this and has built-in speakers. These are really nice, and they're Bluetooth as well, so you could hook up something and use this as a speaker itself. And as you said, these run anywhere from $25 up to about $100, depending on how fancy you want to get. This unit itself here is about $40. Certainly very inexpensive in this day and age. Now, in general, the first thing you need is you need a player. Now, you can use a flat player like this, but I like these because you're using it as like a projection. And you can look at it, and it has a greater effect. And you can kind of steer the energy coming off the disc with one that stands up like this. If it's flat, the energy is kind of just shooting up into your environment, which is okay. But this, you can actually steer it towards, point it at a machine that you're working on to add extra energy to your machine. You can, I usually put this right next to me at my desk, and I have the image, the energy shooting directly into me for whatever I want. Maybe I need more protection. Maybe I want to get more success energies. So that's what's nice about having one that's sitting on its side like that. And as I said, these are readily available from all the major people. Doesn't matter. Wherever you buy, you can probably find these. Amazon's got, 50, 60 of them. You can find the same thing on eBay. And what you want is something that stands on its side like this. The other nice thing about this is that it also has a USB port. It does have a headphone jack. So the USB port is something we're going to be using a great deal in the future. So it's important to have a USB port for our new USB programs that we're going to be feeding through units. And this would be just another. We have that in all of our Scalar Radionic machines, and we're going to be further coming out with many different programs coming relatively soon. So it's good to have one like that so you can use it in the future. But you do need to have, as I said, one that you can point like this. As I said, if they're flat like this, now DVD players, etc., if you do that, it will fill your environment. But if you want it to be used in many ways, this is the setup that you want. And as I said, you can find many like this, and they are inexpensive. Now, you do need an activation disc for a CD player. This, again, can be purchased online because this will turn the common electronics into a transmuted electronics that will pick up the energies from the discs much easier. So it's important to have one of these discs. These are made to work with any CD player, and as I said, you use those for life. So those can be purchased online, just like when you use a Polaroid camera. It's very important that you use the activation disc. This gives you picks up vast amounts of scalar energy, which then moves it into either the picture, the Polaroid picture, or it moves it into the machine. Now, what you do is you just get the disc. You insert it, very, very easy. These work like any CD player, which I'm assuming everybody's used these one way or another. It has that nice, and what you want to look for also is a clear front, so you can see the disc. That helps your consciousness grab the energy. Then you just close it. And as I said, it's got this clear disc here. You see exactly what it is so that you can experience the look of it, which is part of it. And you've got everything else working here. It also is nice to have one of these 7.8 generators that you place in front of it as well, because this again creates sacred energy. The 7.8 is the manifesting or the life force frequency of the Earth's atmosphere. And when you do anything, it's nice to use this energy. It is a subtle energy, but it is important for having everything work in the energetic reality that we live in. As I said, this has a built-in speaker and it's Bluetooth and the sound is pretty good. On the side here, you have your on and off switch. So let's turn it on. And you can hear that little doo-doo-doo, which I find charming. And you're ready to go. And here it is. It's turned on and it is working. Now, you could, if you have problems, and some people have problems of really negative spirits, entities, or other problems, and this could be running next to your bed all night. And you need to find one of the players that allows you to put it on repeat all the time. Now you can hear what's on this particular CD. And this is what's on this CD that you would purchase from me. You have these particular tones, but there's lots of tones. There's lots of things in here that you're not hearing that's built into the CD itself. So it's just not common music. As you can see, then you're going into tones, you're going into so many things. This is all creating a sacred environment. And of course, on the top here, you can, you'll see that it's showing your count. It's a very nice unit for the money. I mean, it's one thing we have now with electronics is that we get them very inexpensively, and they have a lot of interesting extra features on them. Now, what I usually do, because you don't necessarily want to hear this, is you take this and you turn it down. Now we have no sound. Now the sound is not critical that you hear it for it to work. The energy is still going out through the speakers and everything else. And if you want to leave it on a very low setting and it doesn't bother you, that's fine. But if you're sleeping or something else, all the main energy is coming from the spinning of the actual sigil that's on here. And of course, all the other stuff that's on here as well. The numbers that are usually there, the tones that are on there, all that is still playing there. You're just not hearing it because the volume is down. But the frequencies are still being projected out. So this is a great way, and we have hundreds, well, I don't know hundreds, but we have many discs, and they will be. I'm going to be creating a lot more in the near future for absolutely everything. For when you're not feeling well, for levels of health, which we all need, things to help boost the immune system through subtle energies. All these things we're going to be putting out, as well as your typical more metaphysical things like success, love attraction. No matter what you want, everybody needs a little boost, money, energy. All these kind of things can be done by using these particular systems. And the spinning of these figures and images on there and pushing them out through a transmuted electronic system by, of course, having the activation disc, which fills the electronics in here with all of the subtle energies. These, well, I hate to use that term. Basically, these very strong vital force energies that you fill your environment with, start making changes. And again, it's easy, it's simple, and it's inexpensive. And I always like to live by those principles if at all possible. It's hard to set things up. Many people cannot afford a machine. This is a great way to use the technology. And of course, as I've mentioned, you can use the disc in many ways. You put your photograph on it. You then put a candle on top of it, you're done, and the energy is going to be sent to you. So these are simple, easy, low-cost ways of getting awesome power, and this system is now available. All you've got to do is get the discs. These, as I said, are available at your local store, whatever that may be. As I said, Amazon has, I think they have over 60 or so. Same thing with eBay. They have many, many. All you've got to do is get the activation disc, which you can find a link underneath this video. Once you have the activation disc, that activation disc will work on any DVD or CD player. But as I said, you want to look for the ones that are upright like this. These are great designs. I've been using this for a few months now. I really love it, and I tend to have it going throughout the day and throughout the night, depending on the actual needs that I have. So in the times where we are in problems with actual well-being and our physical realities, or you may be having some sort of spiritual problem, entities, etc. Well, you can kick all those out by having this energy fill your place. If you want to create creativity, no matter what the energy is you want to create, all you've got to do is get the disc, get a machine like this with the activation disc, and you're off to the races and you're ready to go. It can't get any easier than that. If you want to, you can actually put a Polaroid picture in front of this. Let me see if I have one hanging around here. And you could tape it onto the front of it so the energy is sent to you. But basically the whole idea of this is having it sent to you because it's right in front of you. So this is the nice thing that you have when you have a system like this. So you don't necessarily need to use any particular type of photograph, but you certainly can. You could tape your Polaroid, and again, you got to use Polaroid, so get yourself one. These are available as well. Here's another disc. Here's a typical disc we use a lot of. It's Crown of Success. So this is success in any area. You've got the sigil in the background. Of course, you've got special tones there as well. So what you do with this, of course, is you basically, what do we do here to change this? You basically stop the disc. As I said, this is a general clearing disc. Everybody should have this to clear your environment of energies. Maybe you've had negative people over. Maybe you've had an argument. Maybe you just have buildups in where you're doing. But let's say you wanted to bring general success in your life. And this can be for anything. It doesn't have to be for money. It can be success in school. It can be for success in relationships. And again, here we have the common number that you see here. Now we usually have 3 numbers, but this is a common number code that is a number. This signifies an energy field of success. And again, you just put it in here, close it, and you're off to the races. Turn this on. Oops. You'll hear that tone, and then as soon as that tone kicks in, it generally starts to spin. That's how it's done. So you pick the actual energy you want to fill your environment with. Now you have an environment filled with success. And if you play this particularly before you do something, take a driver's test, you play it the night before, where you're going to take an exam at school, or anything you need success in. You want to do something better, playing an instrument, doing a psychic reading, working with your machines, your scalar energy machines. Well, here's you have it. And again, you can hear this has a particular type of frequency on it. But you don't have to listen to this. As I said, the energy is there, and you can see it switches into tones. And these have very strong effects on your consciousness, on your internal functioning, on your brain and mind. All of this has these kind of effects. And again, you don't have to listen to anything, because that may be annoying if you play it for hours and hours like I do. So on the top, you'll see it goes down. You just turn it off. You're done. And you're getting, as I said, you're getting the same effects. The physicality of listening to something may have a little greater effect for a short period of time. So maybe you want to listen to the tones once or twice, but basically what you're doing is charging your environment, and to charge your environment, this is the process that you use. So let's pull back a little so we have that view of this type of machine. So as I said, these are readily available. All you've got to do is go to the usual people and purchase this type of unit, which is inexpensive. And these things ought to last for years and years. Then you need to get yourself the actual activation disc, which is not going to look like that, but it will be an activation disc with numbers on it that is designed to transmute common electronics into higher level electronics, which is what I use. I've taken common electronics, which are pretty darn good in this day and age, and for very reasonable prices, and been able to transmute them into basically futuristic, powerful tools that you can use. We do this particularly with anything that's involved with our tube systems, which are little machines and consciousness machines in themselves. And we've been doing this for many years, and we have reached a very high level now with some massive tools that use multiple tube amplifications, which pick up unbelievable amounts of information, particularly subtle information or vital force information, so that can be used in your environment. So it's exciting, it's easy, it's simple, and it's low cost. Check out the links below.